There is a memorable record of your reaction to something that President Trump was saying. You know, this is a question about science. We need to trust the science in order to get out of it, and that will be true of future pandemics and other things as well. And science took a hit here. And I'm thinking about that press conference where the president was talking about disinfectant injecting people and ultraviolet light and stuff like that. When you heard the president saying things that weren't true, contradicting the science, how do you think about your role in that? And how do you think it impacted the American people and their confidence in the science that we need to solve so many problems?
Well, thank you. And please know that science does evolve as it did during this pandemic. So we know a lot more now than I knew 14 months ago. That moment, obviously, there's a lot of tape on that. You can see how extraordinarily uncomfortable I was. Unfortunately, he was not speaking to me. He was speaking to the DHS scientists who had presented the data. And then when he did turn to me, I said, not a treatment. I have spent almost 30 years in the military. I worked for every president from Jimmy Carter up and through President Bush in the military, serving them as commanders in chief. Those of you who have served in the military know that there are discussions you have in private with your commanding officers, and there's discussions you had in public. Frankly, I didn't know how to handle that episode. I still think about it every day. When I was spoken to, I said not a treatment. But I don't know. I guess some people thought I should run up on stage and interrupt this dialogue that was going on between the DHS scientist and the president. But I was just not trained in my years of training to react that way. I think maybe if someone didn't have the military training that I had, maybe they would have reacted differently. And it's something Dr. Fauci and I talked about all the time, is how to correct the record. And of course, CDC and all of us went out and said this was not a treatment. This was really meant to be what could happen at a playground in the sunlight to the virus on the playground, itself.